Well, there's a big interest and a big focus ahead of the union budget, which comes up in a couple of days. We've been speaking to several analysts across industries. We're privileged to be joined by Mr. C.P. Kunnani, MD and CEO of Tech Mahindra, one of the leading Indian IT firms. Thanks, sir, very much for being with us. Looking ahead at what you are seeing for the budget and in terms of the IT sector as well, do you still expect decent revenue growth for the IT sector as we come out of this pandemic?
Vishnu, the fact is India is on a path of, or rather Indian IT is on a path of high growth trajectory, and we do believe, like they say in any race, if you want to stay ahead, you have to run faster because somebody else is trying to catch up. So there is a lot more to be done, and if all of us, whether it is the government, whether it's educational institutes, or whether it's IT sector, or whether it is the school education, there is a lot more to be done. If I were to divide IT sector into three categories, which is services, number two is products, and number three is platforms.
Right.
I think on services side, we have done a phenomenal job. On products and platforms, there is a lot more to be done. And considering that the rules of businesses and technology are being changed so rapidly, I think every day is a new opportunity.
Sure.
And it's an opportunity for others also. We all talk about Tesla's valuation, but we all remember that it is 50% of that car is software.
But one of the most amazing things, Mr. Kunnani, which has happened during this COVID period is the transition to work from home. And I know that the IT sector has focused a lot on it. And that has also meant a transition to working with a lot more data through the cloud. We'll talk about the cloud in a moment. But the transformation in the IT industry linked to work from home in this COVID situation, do you believe this is something that's here to stay?
Again, as I said, this Vishnu is a boon. It's a smartness and the agility of the government, Department of Telecom, Minister of IT. All of them collaborated to make sure that we do not get caught in any kind of a red tape, because we all work from SEZs.
Right.
And SEZ benefits are not a small part of our, offering. So we think we are very, very happy that the work from home accelerated. It definitely made sure that all the results and the trajectories that you have seen up till now, I think it is because of the governments, not only in India, but everywhere in the world, allowing us to work from home. And will this remain as a differentiator going forward? I think it has only matured what is inevitable. As a matter of fact, when I talk to the millennials, they actually want to come back to office.
Right.
So it's an older set of people in my company who are happy working from home. The younger ones miss the buzz, the canteen food for a change.
Sir, we've also seen this massive adoption of cloud over the last 1 year, obviously linked in a sense to what the world is going through. So in terms of the IT industry and the utilization of cloud, what are some of your thoughts?
So Vishnu, the business model has changed. India Incorporated never actually set up data centers. India Incorporated was always more in applications, more in IT infrastructure management. And out of IT infrastructure management, you have to divide it into on-prem devices or on-prem laptops to the server rooms. So I think number one, it's a huge opportunity for India that the cloud migration has accelerated, and what I believe is less than 15% or maybe 18% penetration, then, and that only has increased. So that's number one. So it's a huge opportunity. Number two is when I start looking at software as a service, edge computing, and cyber security opportunities on the cloud,
yes,
I think that's clearly, a lot more opportunities for us. So
okay.
The first is untapped 90% or 80% of cloud migration. And then second is the add-on services.
Mr. Gurnani, data protection is obviously at the heart of what any Indian IT firm seeks. And then there is cyber security as well. Do you believe from a policy standpoint a lot more needs to be done to protect our interests as we head into this budget?
Clearly the usage of data is exponentially gone up.
Yes.
So that's number one. Number two is it means you need to know what to protect and what to discard.
Right.
So I think data management per se needs to be attended to first.
Right.
Because a lot of these unstructured data, which is one-time usage, and if we try and protect it, I think we're just creating a problem for all of us. Number third is India needs to decide whether we want to be an Israel where we develop technologies ahead of time and, create an industry around cybersecurity, where I, from a vantage point of view, will believe and would want to emphasize is that if Atmanirbhar has to happen in IT, I think the first place has to start from cybersecurity platforms. Number two is I think India clearly knows it can be an advantage. So I did read a report from PwC and DSCI that India would need almost 4 million people to address some of the demands of cybersecurity in India and overseas. And if you look at India's own current number of professionals that NASSCOM has estimated, it's about 4.5 million.
Right.
And if DSCI, which is a NASSCOM body again, anticipates it's another 4 million, I think we need to look at it very seriously.
Mr. Gurnani, there's a new leadership in the United States, and the issue of visas, H-1B visas, is something which affects your sector, the IT sector, greatly. Do you believe the new government would actually help Indian companies like yours deal with the issue of H-1B visas?
The reality is that Indian IT industry has shown that they were agile, and they have, over a period of time, built up enough supply equations internal in US and Canada also. Number two, President Biden realizes that America's competitiveness comes from their becoming better in IT technology and global economy. And number three, India has contributed to the economy of every of these hyperscalers, and they've come on record sharing how that has benefited them.
Right.
So I do believe President Biden's administration would be a little softer, but at the same time, I also want to re-emphasize that Indian IT sector is a lot more resilient.
All right. Well, sir, thanks very much for speaking to us. Lots of issues in the IT sector that we've had a look at. Will there be significant additions in the budget which actually help the sector, something which contributes a lot to our GDP besides anything else, employment as well? I'd like to thank you very much for being with us. Time for this short break. More coming up right here on NDTV.